Hey, y'all, and welcome back to Late Night with Bridget and Holly. I'm your host, Bridget.
And I'm your host, Holly.
And y'all, tonight, let's get deep. We're going to play this, and I got the After Dark version. So these are going to be some tough questions for Miss Holly. But before we get started, y'all, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell here on YouTube. And we are now available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and anywhere that you get your podcast, you can tune in to us.
Yes. So who's going to start us off? First of all, y'all, let me tell y'all that I know there's multiple varieties of this game. So all I got was just the Friends edition. She didn't tell me she got the After Dark. She's doing me how she did last year with the spelling bee. Yeah, so her questions are probably going to be a lot deeper than mine. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you can always change the question up just a little bit.
yeah, no, that is true. I could make it a little bit deeper and a little bit darker. Now, before we get started, are we going to ask each other these questions and answer them as well, or just ask the question?
No, we have to ask and answer.
Okay.
And we
And
have to answer honestly. Honestly,
I do
ma'am.
think that during this process that I am voting that there be a plead the fifth, but you can only use it once.
What?
Yep.
I vote no, plead the fifth.
I'd vote a plead the fifth. That's only fair when it comes to you, ma'am.
God. Well, you better use it one time. That's all you can have it.
Exactly.
I had
I
to
can
throw my
only use
paper
it
away.
one time.
One time. All right. You go ahead and ask
So I'm scared
first.
of her question. She's got deep, deep, deep after dark. Okay. So the question, let's get deep, friend, is going to be, so I'm going through some of my cards. What do you believe you contribute to the world?
My fucking kick ass personality.
Yeah.
No, really. I think it's just my personality. And I think that I give good advice. I think I give really good, sound, solid advice for my friends and family.
I'll definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I really do.
So what do you think you contribute to the world?
Um, I think again, like you said, my humor, your humor, my humor, because I'm just comical. I've always been comical. And I think just me as a person, because I'm very helpful. I will help people. I'm a great listener. I give good advice. Um, I I feel like, not to my own horn, but I feel like I'm a good soul. And I try to do anything that I can to help somebody and take care of them.
You ought. You ought.
Thanks.
I'm just kidding. You're a good person. So my question is, let's get deep after dark. Have you ever had sex in a public place? If so, where and with who?
God dang. Bridget.
I'm starting off hard, ain't I? You gonna plead the fifth already?
Well, wait. Okay, I could use this to my advantage. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna plead the fifth, because okay, there's different ones of these I can go with. So, with my husband, out in the woods in the back seat of our car. What about
Okay.
you?
Me and Mr. Ronnie on a tour bus, on the back of the tour bus, and everybody was in the tour bus up front. We were in the back seat. That's
How
actually
in the
where
hell did y'all do that when nobody's seeing?
that was actually where Brittany was conceived.
Does Brittany know this? Sissy, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry, boo boo. Cover your ears.
She
Mommy's
knows
telling your birth story.
she was conceived on the back of a tour bus. Yeah. What had happened was my husband had won race tickets to the Rockingham race. And then everybody that won tickets to the Rockingham race was then put in a grand drawing to be able to take the tour bus down there and you do
Uh
this whole show. You had got a show and all this stuff. Well, when he was put in the drawing, he was one of the ones that won the tickets to the tour bus thing. So we get on there, we ride down there, and everybody's these are rednecks, people that like racing. Sorry, guys, y'all rednecks. And so they started drinking that morning on the bus down, started drank all day, and we're getting on the bus coming back, and you got drunks falling around and bumping around and coming back. The bathroom was right beside us on the tour bus. And so he looks at me, and I don't know, we just started messing. And he said, "You know what would be fun if we had sex here on the tour bus?" And I said, "Let's do it." So he gets on top of me. I lay back on the seats, and I'm looking over his shoulder to see if anybody's coming. You know what I'm saying? And so we were safe the whole time, and nobody ever come to the bathroom, because he was like, if they did, we was gonna act like we was both asleep. But we did the deed on the tour bus, and nobody ever came.
And then came little sissy.
And then came little sissy 9 months later.
Wow, you was a hoe, girl.
I've admitted it. I've admitted that I was a hoe. I've also
That's
admitted
been
that if I
told.
wasn't married, if I had never gotten married, my body count would be outrageous.
Yeah, it would. Thank God Mr. Ronnie put a stop to that. The world thanks
Or
you,
did he?
Mr. Ronnie.
Or did he?
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
She's
It's
kidding,
after
y'all.
dark.
She's kidding.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm
She's
kidding.
kidding. That was a good question.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, no, because I know what your answer will be to that. Okay. Do you wish your relationship was different with your parent or parents? And if so, in what way?
Yeah, I do. First of all, I wish my dad wasn't dead anymore. It's hard to have a relationship like that.
True that.
And then I wish my fucking mom would have been a mom. She left me when I was 2 months old. I chased her around, tried to have a relationship with her for years. Just didn't work out. So yeah, I
Yeah.
wished it was different with her. I mean, I would have loved to have had a mother, but
You
I really
know, you always hear about the dads running off going to get milk and smokes and coming back and not coming back.
right.
But never the mama.
Yeah, I know.
That's rare. You
It's
know?
rare. Yeah. Yeah,
Very
and
rare.
well, it was really rare back in the 70s when she left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she claimed later her excuse was that she knew my dad wasn't going to give me up, and she said she knew she had to walk away because that he wasn't going to leave. He wasn't going to let her have me
Good.
without a fight.
Good.
That's what
That's
I
because
said.
he's
But
a
now, if
better
I had,
man than her.
yeah, if I had to choose, I'm glad she didn't raise me though. I would have been way worse off had she raised me.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose, if it'd be like, do you want a better, would you, if you went back, would you want a better relationship with your mom, or would you wanted your dad to live longer? I would have chose my dad to live longer and lost that
Oh,
relationship with
hands
her.
down.
Yeah. Yeah. Now,
Hands
what
down.
about you? Would you have changed your relationship with either one of your parents?
No.
No. That's
No,
good.
because I was a daddy's girl growing up, but it didn't mean that me and my mom didn't get along because we did. I
Yeah.
just was a daddy's girl, and then when my dad got sick with cancer, and I was 16,
Mm-hmm.
um, that's when me and Mama bonded,
Right.
and we just grew even closer and closer, and she became my ultimate best friend. We did everything together, and
Right.
I fulfilled some of my daddy's wishes. Before he passed away, he was like, take care of your mama. Make sure you take her where she needs to go, and
Yeah.
which I did hands down. So, yeah, and there's nothing I would change about either one of my parents.
Right. Except for the fact they're dead. You'd bring them back
Yeah,
to life,
except for
wouldn't
their dead. If I could resurrect them, I would do it.
you?
I
Okay.
would. But a better question would be, which one would you resurrect?
Yeah, I'm going to ask you that.
No, because that's not part of the question. So that had to be on another podcast. Gotcha.
Okay. Okay. All right. So my next deep question is, which one would you resurrect?
That's not on your card.
It don't have to be. It's a deep
It
question.
does. We are playing deeper questions.
Oh,
Yes.
but didn't we say we could make up our own or add to it?
We can add to it. You ain't got a card like that.
I just added to it. Which one would you bring back?
You didn't read that card. I did.
Did you
No.
hear her squirming?
You know what? No, honestly, I know it sounds bad, but I would resurrect my mom, just because like I remember things about my dad, but and I'm sure it's like this for everybody. But the older you get, those memories start to fade a
Yeah.
little bit. And
Yeah.
it's still so very fresh with my mom.
Right.
And we did so much together. Like me and my dad did things, but not like my mom. We were together all the time. We went shopping together, went out to eat, grocery shopping, rode around just to drive in the country and, you know, play games together, talked on the phone every day. So for me, it would be my mom because, I mean, let's see, 3, 4, 18, 19, 21, 2, 3, 4. So this February 22nd will be 7 years that she's passed away. And it's so weird to hear myself say that because it almost sometimes feels like it's just been only 1 or 2 years.
Yeah.
And my memories with her are still very fresh. But I thank God for that. And I think it's because we did so much together. I don't think my memory of that will fade like it did with my dad because I was so young.
Right. I
So
think you're
it will be my
older, so
mom.
you'll remember your mom's stuff a lot
Yeah, I
longer.
remember everything. Like, I'll never forget one time. I got to tell this story real quick because this is hilarious. And I will never forget, I was in the middle of doing the deed and my answer machine came on and it was my mama. And she was like, all right, quit fucking and pick up the phone. And I was like, oh my God, she just killed the mood. She just killed the mood. Like, well, all right. I told her she did too. I was like, thanks a lot, Mom. Thanks a
Oh,
lot.
how funny. That sounds like something I'd do to my kids.
Oh, she definitely did
Hmm.
it to me. And it was so funny. It was so funny.
Okay, so moving on to my next question. Have you ever filmed yourself having sex? And if so, with whom?
Yes, my husband.
Okay. Do we still have those tapes?
Yes.
Will we be airing those next week?
If the price is right, maybe. Let's make a deal.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, of course I have.
How many raunchy tapes you and Mr. Ronnie got?
With me and Mr. Ronnie have a few. Me and my first husband had a few. Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I never did that with my first husband though.
You didn't?
But I have with Jason.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, I was a hoe, so
You was a hoe for
I was a
sure.
hoe.
Look, you made me snort. That was funny.
No, go ahead. You asked your
That was
question.
funny. Um, that's that one. Okay, let's see. Are you currently, besides me, are you currently annoyed with any of your friends? Who and why?
No. Like I said, each one of my friends have little things they do that get on my nerves, but
Yeah, but we
not.
all do.
Yeah, everybody has something they do. As of here recently, it's leaving me on red.
So, y'all, just because I'm a
I would
narcoleptic.
I would rather you just not check them. Just leave them on delivered, because then what happens is when you see somebody read it and they don't answer, then you start going, "Well, I hope everything's all right. I hope." I don't necessarily
No.
go. I don't necessarily go to the place where I think you're mad at me, but I'm thinking, it's that mom in me. Like if you call your kids or you text them and they don't answer you back, then you
Yes.
automatically think they're dead in a ditch. So I'll read it and
Uh-huh.
I'll be like, well, I hope somebody didn't break into the store and put them in armed robbery, and I hope she's didn't fall and slip in the bathroom, and she's like, help, I can't get up. Just and was able to read the message but couldn't text back before you passed out. Like my mind's going 1,000 places. I'm like, and then especially when I'll glance, I'll be, well, she'll do it in a minute. And then 2 hours later, I'm still on red, and I'm like, okay, something's not right. Something's,
Something a little fishy.
yeah, that,
Yeah, this is
and
why I
then,
love this woman because we are best friends, but she is more of my mom. Like,
yeah,
I'm telling you, if my mom was reincarnated, it would be Bridget hands down. But she treats me just like she treats her kids,
yeah,
and I love it. I love it. I
yeah.
love it.
And with Shelly, her thing is, her and my daughter both. I hate when you call me and put me on hold. Don't call me and put me on hold. Like, hey, Bridge, what you doing? Nothing. Oh, hold on, my mom's calling. Let me take this call. I'm like, damn, don't do that.
Just be
Just
like, just
hang
call me
up.
back. Just say I'll call you back.
Yeah, so that's something she does that irks the shit out of me. But I've told her that too, and she still fucking puts me on hold.
She still does it.
I'll just hang up after a while. I'm like, oh, fuck this. I'm not waiting.
Yeah, but you can call me back when you're done, okay? I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going anywhere. I'm right here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, y'all, I'm telling you, it's so funny because I usually don't do Bridget like that. She'll tell you it just got like that probably like the last week or so. But Bridget has picked me so many times on her podcast, and y'all all know. She'll tell you I'm the only person she's ever met that falls asleep really, really fast, like
Yeah,
just
she
like this.
does.
So at nighttime, in the daytime, it's because I'm at work. We text, but we voice memo about 98% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go to either read or listen to her message, and I know I want a voice memo back, and then boom, here comes somebody in the door, and I put my phone down.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing this, and that, I'll sit there, and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't message Bridget back, and I'll grab my phone 2 hours later. But at nighttime, this is where it gets creepy. I will sit there and read her message, and I will hit the button or think I'm typing or have done both, and it will go on and go on and go on, and I'll wake up and I'll be like, my phone's just open on Bridget. And I'm like,
Yeah.
damn it. She gonna think something happened because I read this like
No, at night
10
I
hours ago.
know. At night I know.
Yeah, at night she
If
knows I'm
it's
talking
after
now.
10 o'clock at night, I'm like, oh, she fell asleep, and I'll leave you a message about you probably asleep now. So the night don't scare me as much. It don't bother me as much. But it's like you said, the whole time we've been talking for a year, and you've never left me on red or kept. When I say
Yes.
kept, it's voice, and the whole. So the first time you did it, I thought, oh fuck, I hope it's right here at Christmas. I hope somebody didn't come in and rob the shop. That's the first thing I thought. Oh God. And then I sat there and I
Oh,
said, should I call the shop? No, she probably just. So I try to rationalize. I try to talk myself down off of it. I'm trying like it's okay. It's all. And then I'll sit there and I'll look again a couple hours later, and I'm like, but what if they did break in? I don't know. She did worries the shit out of me. I don't know.
and y'all, I do the same with her.
Yeah.
And if I don't hear from her, and I'll be like, okay, because I don't have Mr. Ronnie's number. Of course, I have Cece's number, and I don't want to scare Cece or upset her, but I've had to do that before. I'm like, Cece, if you talk to your mama, because I hadn't heard from her, and we just talked like 30 minutes or something ago, and I think you had fell asleep. The rare time, I will tell you that was rare. And
Did y'all just hear her? She said, Sissy, I hadn't talked to her. It's been 30 minutes.
yes, because Bridget don't fall asleep like that or nothing, but she
Uh,
did that night.
yeah.
She was just exhausted, and but I will like I think of her how I do with my mom, because well yeah I can say this because you've said it before on our podcast. She's home alone when her husband's at work, so
Yeah.
it's there's certain days that she's there and it's just her and Ruru, at night, and so I worry.
You don't want to air out the dates that I'm here alone.
Nope, and don't you do it either, because she will. No, ma'am.
Every Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
What did I just tell you?
I wish the motherfucker would. I got pit bulls and pew pews, baby. I wish the motherfucker would.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. I don't know what I'm gonna do with her. But
I'll even give him my damn
anyway,
address right here.
oh, stop. Anyway, she takes baths a lot. So I'm like, what does she feel getting in the tub? What does she feel getting out of the tub? What does she drown?
Yeah.
What if, because she does multitasking and has 50 different damn gadgets in her hand, what if she got electrocuted in the tub or just something? So I worry about her when I don't hear from her. I'm like, oh my gosh,
What
something's
she's
wrong,
talking
something's
about,
wrong.
y'all, is I'll be in there. I'll be on my phone doing TikTok, on my iPad playing games, and using my vibrator all at the same time in the tub.
Is it in your vibrator? So that's that damn buzzing sound I hear when we on the phone.
Don't do it. I really
God,
don't.
let me get you a quieter one, because that bitch is loud.
No, I do need to talk to you about that, though. I need a replacement, and I need to talk to you about which one I want. Okay,
I
so
got you,
let's move
girl.
on.
I got let it be my choice and let me pick it for you.
No,
I
that
would
would be really weird.
It would not, because I would
It would
shock you and be
definitely be
like, damn,
no. I
my girl's
cannot.
got taste.
No, I cannot use a toy that you handpicked for me. That would just feel way too fucking sexual.
Fine, Mom.
Okay, anyhow. Do you own any? So y'all know what Holly does at her store. So I got to
I
ask: Do you own?
sell zucchinis for a living. Well,
Do
I
you,
can
do,
say it on here. I sell dicks for a living
yeah? Do you
and
own
pocket
any?
pussies.
So, do you own any sex toys? If you do, which ones?
Oh God, girl, you name it. I got dildos, vibrators. I got Wii
Are
vibes. I got the
dildos and
Rose.
vibrators not the same thing?
No. So okay, there's dildos, but you can get a vibrating dildo. There's two different ones. There's dildos and dongs. One comes with balls. One doesn't come with balls. You got to decide which one you want. And then you got vibrators. You got bullets. And so there's just different ones. I mean, you can buy a dildo that vibrates, but most people just buy just a regular real feel dick is what they buy. Because when you buy the ones, unless you get really tech on it and get one that has a fucking vortex and spins up in your coochie, you ain't want to get just a regular plain vibrating dildo or dong.
Do you know my
You want to.
favorite? Do you know my favorite? I'll tell you right here. We're on here. We can say it. I like they're called Evolve.
Oh, that's one of my biggest lines I sell. Evolved is really good.
Yeah, and but I'll just have to show you. Mine's just the straight, like the pink or the purple one, just a straight one.
Just a straight one.
Well,
But
it's
you know,
got
I'm
kind
gonna
of a
tell you,
curve. It's got. Go ahead. It's a
I,
little dip in it, but I love that thing.
I'm gonna tell you something just to save you hoo ha and just to save all you ladies hoo ha's out there. And if we're gonna do a podcast on this later, we will. But you really need to try and steer away from a bullet. And I'm gonna tell you why. Anything a vibrator or a bullet that vibrates is nonstop direct hit on the clit. And over time, if you're somebody who uses it a lot, you're going to be like, dang, I need something stronger. So you're going to come into my store and say, okay, I need a stronger bullet. I need a stronger vibrator. I'm going to give you a stronger bullet or a stronger vibrator. Another week or two later, you're going to come back and say, I need something more stronger. You can't go but so strong with these toys. They can't make but so many functions, vibrations, and patterns. But one or two things happens when you desensitize your clit. First of all, you got to stop using your toy. And second of all, cross your legs, put your hands together, and pray to God that the feeling comes back. Because there are so many females who have lost the sensation and it does not come back, which is why females need suction toys or flicking toys, not direct hit. I just wanted to share that with y'all because a lot of females don't know that. A lot of females do not know that that can go away from direct contact hit vibration from a bullet.
I've been using a vibrator since I was 15, and I still got plenty of feelings, so I'm golden.
But you probably don't use it though every day, all day, like a lot of people do. Like there's some people that
Who the fuck uses it
literally,
every day, all day?
girl, I got this one woman who is a regular in my store, and her husband's locked up, and she don't want to cheat on him. And I keep telling her, get you a suction toy, get you a suck. Oh no, I'm happy with my bullet. And guess what? She can't feel nothing
I
anymore.
can't do them bullets. They're the little ones, aren't they?
Well,
Yeah, I
the
can't do that.
bullets can come in different sizes, but now there's
Oh,
one that's called the Whisper that's like that. How
yeah,
anybody uses that thing, I don't know, because it's a damn jumping beam. You put
yeah.
it in your hand, it like pop, 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 pop. It's
That's so
crazy.
funny. All
Yeah,
right.
but that's where I work at, y'all, and hopefully that'll help some of you females.
We need to do a whole podcast on sex education with you.
We do because y'all, I'm gonna tell you, like I love my job and I'm very educated in it. And like Bridget, you could come into my store right now, right? And be like, I don't know what to get. I'm not gonna go to my wall and say, oh, let me try and sell Bridget this $500 toy. Mm-mm. I'm gonna see what your needs and what your wants are and what your budget is to find something that's gonna fit all three categories.
Need a dick, want an orgasm, and my budget is $5.
Well, now I can't help you if you want anything under 20. I will tell you that. But I've had people come in there. I'm looking for something for $5 or $10, bitch. You better take your ass to Spencer's or something. And
Get
I
some
doubt you're
edible.
gonna find it there.
Can't you get some edible panties for that?
They don't even make edible panties no more. They quit
Oh,
with it.
fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, edible panties are like $10 to $12, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
the price went up on them.
Oh
But
well.
yeah, if you want something cheap like that, order from Temu or Shane. Or not Shane. What's the Wish?
Wish.
Wish.
There you go. Okay.
I don't even know if people order from there anymore.
I don't think so. I think it was crappy stuff. Okay, your question.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Oh God, now I have to remember when I ask you these questions, I have to answer them too.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
And I only
Go.
got one plead the fifth.
Yeah. Remember
Oh
this.
man.
Just
I may not
ask it.
ask that one.
No, ask it. Come on.
Okay, because it's a juicy one. Have you ever been stabbed in the back? And if so, by whom and when?
Well, fuck yeah, you know that.
But our
But
pod people don't. I said our pod people.
our pod people.
Pod people and me.
Where do I begin?
Ugh.
Where do I begin?
Picture it.
My
Sicily,
first, my first.
1942.
I won't. I won't say names just because I just think that's respectful. But one of them started out. One of my childhood best friends that was best friends since third grade. She did me dirty. I was always good to her. Her husband was never faithful to her. You know, I tried to talk her through that and help her through that. And her other best friend was going back telling him everything, and I got the blame for it.
Yeah,
So, and I think she knows the truth now, but she's never come back to apologize. So yeah, fuck her.
bitch.
Yeah, I'm done with that. Me and her, and let me tell you about the time. I got to tell you about this time that, and I've told this on my thing. I was molested as a child. So she was babysitting this kid. This is the same girl. She was babysitting this kid, and
Oh, I remember. Yes.
she literally come to me and said, "I think
I
the
remember.
dad is abusing this kid." I'm like, "What? Why do you think that?" She goes, "Well, when I give her a bath, she's red. When I do this, and she tells me she hurts, and she tells me that daddy touches her." And I'm like, "Girl, you got to do something." And she's like, "No, I just can't. I can't. Da 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 da." So I asked her at the park. I said, "Do you want me to call?" And she goes, "Yeah, you can, but I'm not going to, because they'll trace it back to
That's a
me." And I'm like,
coward for you right there.
yeah. So because again, that's a sensitive subject to me. I feel like we as adults are voice for children, and you're telling me that, and you're babysitting her. And I asked her, I said, how strongly do you feel that? And she goes, "Oh, I'm about 100% sure." So that was enough for me to call. So I did. Gave him my name and everything. I didn't give a fuck. I gave him my name and everything. So the girl goes to my friend and it's like, did you call social services on me? And she goes, "No, but I know who did." She tells her who did. So that girl was understandably upset. I would be too. Okay. So anyhow, it comes to pass they did the well check on the daughter. They didn't get him for anything like abuse like that, but they did get them for neglect, that she wasn't being bathed and cared for properly. So there was still neglect there.
Right.
And to the point she had to be monitored after that. Well, that my friend was having a Super Bowl party. She was invited. That girl was invited, and so was I. That bitch comes in there carrying a wooden Louisville Slugger baseball bat and was going to take it to me when I walked in the door. And
Hell no.
my childhood best friend was allowing her to do that. Didn't tell her to
No.
take the bat out. Knew, and she's the one that set me up for all that. Was going to let me walk into that and be. You hit somebody wrong with a bat like that, it could kill them.
It can. That's a bitch
But
move. And it's a pussy move too.
it
Because if
is.
you're gonna fight, so many people want to take and go to weapons. Use your fist.
Yeah.
Use your fist.
Yeah. Oh, she wanted to fist fight. I'd have rolled with that. But anyhow,
You would have beat
I
her ass.
yeah, so and I had two small children at the time too, so they were going to do that in front of my kids. So my current best friend, who wasn't my best friend at the time, Shelly, she was there. She literally didn't even know the whole story, but when she saw that bat there, she goes, "What do you got that bat for?" And then both of them said, "Oh, she's going to take it to Bridget when she gets here." And Shelly said, "Like fucking hell she is." She said, "Over my dead body." She said, "You're not going to do
Mm-hmm.
that." She's the one that stood up for me. That's when she become my best friend.
Aww.
But yeah, that was one time. I've got so many. Man, we could sit here for 6 hours, but that was probably the worst stab in the
Almost.
back. Yeah, and
Yeah.
and when I get stabbed in the back from friends, it's not the stab in the back that hurts. It's when I turn around and see who did it.
Yeah.
You know, when you turn around and realize the person that stabbed you is somebody who you wouldn't expect. You know what I'm saying? It's that's the thing that gets me. And so yeah. Even up to here recently, I had a friend, a mutual on TikTok, and I had several text conversations with her to help her do things and figure things out on Facebook and this, and this, and was always nice to her. I go on there one day for no fucking apparent reason whatsoever. She had unfriended me. I messaged her and like, "Are we good?" And she's like, "Yeah," lied to my face. "Yeah, we're fine." Da 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 da. And but Merry Christmas, like cut me short and told me Merry Christmas. And I thought, okay.
Oh
But
wow.
yeah, never added me back or anything. I'm like, I see you. I see you. So yeah, I'm done helping her. So I'm just saying it's like it happens to me all the time.
Yeah. And
Yep.
it will. I've been through it too.
Yep.
There's been times where I've been through it, with, oh my God, just numerous people. I don't even know one to even share because I've been stabbed in the back so many times growing up, because you think that you got a friend. And I'll give you one story. There was this girl that I was friends with growing up with, and a lot of my friends had crushes on my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a little hard for me
Sexy
to.
Larry.
Mm-hmm. It was really hard for me to know who my true friend was growing up because a lot of them had crushes on my brother. They thought
Yep.
they'd be friends with me. He would see them, they'd fall in love, and happily ever after and run
Oh
off into the woods or whatever.
yeah.
And this one girl that I was friends with, um, we started hanging out. I've known her since I was little, and her aunt was actually best friends with my aunt and stuff. So when we
Right.
were little, we used to go to the beach together and hang out when our aunts got together and stuff like that. Well, when we got in school together, we started hanging out a lot and stuff, and she started coming over to my house.
Right.
Well, she had a crush on my brother, and she wanted him to take her to prom. And as soon as he told her he wouldn't take her to prom, she didn't come over no more.
Oh man.
But yet she would still see me after a while and all that and be like, "Oh, how you doing?" and stuff. And this person does follow me on TikTok, comments a lot on my stuff. And, "Oh my God, you're so funny. I love you so much. Oh my God." So it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, it was very hard for me to distinguish who was a true friend and who wouldn't, who wanted to be my friend or who wanted to be my brother's girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, all my friends had crushes on my brother.
That would suck. All righty.
Yes.
Let's do one more question each. I know we didn't get a
Okay.
lot of questions in today, but we've actually
But that's the
had fun.
purpose. We got stuff that will last us for a while with these things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this
We
is going to be a
really do.
series, y'all. We're going to be doing the Let's
Yes.
Get Deep.
And
Mm-hmm.
y'all, also too, even though we got this game real quick, and I'm sure Bridget will agree with me, if y'all got any deep questions of your own that y'all would like to email us,
Yes.
yeah, feel free to. We'll bring them into the podcast and we'll answer them.
Yeah, exactly. So, who asked that question?
I
You? Oh,
did, so
yeah.
it's your turn.
Okay, so my last question to you is if you could change how you lost your virginity, would you?
Okay, there's a little bit of a story to this, and I cannot say any names. Um, I wouldn't change it, but that was not when I wanted my first time to be. I dated guys in school and stuff, but there was one guy that I was best friends with growing up,
Right?
and we were planning to be each other's first. I was 16, and he was on the way to the house to come pick me up, and my sister came home and had fucked everything up. So he rode by and tooted the horn and called me when I got home. And
Pew,
we just,
pew. We're supposed to be fucking right now.
yeah. But he was like my best friend, so I know it wouldn't have just been like a wham bam. You know what I mean? Because it would have been like, I think, a sensual, memorable moment. But I would I if I would have to change it, it probably would be back to that time. But other than that, no. If I didn't have that opportunity that was supposed to happen, and I'd definitely say no. But yeah,
There you go.
so yeah, yours is gonna be a little hard, and I hate to say what about you because I know that was taken from you.
Yeah, I was raped for the first time having sex. So,
Yeah,
yeah, I would definitely change that because I would have liked to give my virginity up to somebody that I loved.
that you love.
For years, I didn't count it. I did say my first boyfriend, my first true love. I kept saying that was the one I lost my virginity to, but it
How old were you
wasn't.
though? Like when that got when you got raped? How old were you when that first
13 or
happened?
14.
13 or 14. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's way.
But what had happened, girls, and I want all you young girls that may be listening to this, if you're a mother of a young girl, this is a hard subject to allow them to listen to. But fast forward through the whole podcast and get to this. If you're a young woman, always be aware of your surroundings and your friends. Because what we had done is me and a couple friends decided to lay out of school. We went and hung out at these guys' house. We all started drinking a little bit. I drank a little bit too much. I passed out, and when I did, I woke up in the bedroom with this guy on top of me. Every time I was trying to wake up, he was pouring more liquor down my throat and blowing in my face to get me to swallow it. And I remember it just running down the sides of my face and on my neck. And I was reaching up trying to wipe it. I had no strength because was passed out. But I do remember trying to roll back to front and front to back to get him off of me. And that didn't help. He was just coming in at a different angle. So
How old was he?
he was probably 14, 15, 16, somewhere in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that he was a lot older. Um I think he was just
That's so wrong though.
I think he
That
was just a horny kid. You know what I would like to happen? He knows he did wrong. I'd like that motherfucker to at least call me and apologize.
I was gonna ask you, do you remember? Well, it's hard to forget something like that, but I was wondering, like, if you
Oh,
remembered or knew, like, if you knew who he was, or
oh,
was he just a
absolutely.
random boy
Absolutely.
that was hanging out,
Uh-uh.
but you didn't know?
100% know who he is.
Have you ever seen him? So,
No.
like,
I
oh,
mean,
okay,
I'd seen him a few times after that, you know what I'm saying? But
but
when
not
you're
since you've
that
been older.
yeah, when you're that age, like if you would have said to me, I would have just been like he took advantage or took an opportunity. I didn't really
Yeah,
realize at that age that he raped me. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't realize that till I got older that I was raped.
God,
Yeah.
that's sad. And yeah, I just want to say too. And Bridget will agree with me on this. If that ever happens to you, make sure you tell somebody. If
Yeah.
you feel uncomfortable, if you don't really know whether to call it rape or not, ask yourself this: did you feel uncomfortable? Did you feel violated? Did you welcome it? Did
Yeah.
you give approval? And if
Yeah.
you didn't, that's rape.
Yeah.
That is rape.
Yeah, even coercion. Even if you have a situation where you're with a guy and he's hounding you and hounding you, hounding you and begging you, and you just finally give in just to get him to shut up. That's coercion, and
Yep, that
that
is.
is a form of rape because you're actually performing an act that you don't really want to do. You're just doing it to get out of the situation or to appease him.
Yeah,
Um,
because you might
uh,
fear for your life or something, and that's
yeah,
not good.
yep, that's right, that's right.
Um, I got one. I'm in my question. I'm kind of like a more like upper beater,
Let's do it.
and it is, what was the last thing you did that made you feel like a kid again? Me too.
Yes, I love to color, and that's my thing that
Yes,
takes me back to my childhood every time.
it does. It's like it's such nostalgia. It gives
Yeah,
good vibes. It frees your mind. You're de-stressing.
yep,
Yeah, we recommend you color just to let you know.
yep.
Me and Bridget both make coloring books. You can find us on Etsy. Etsy Britzy. Bridget is also on Amazon. She
Yeah,
sells physical coloring books as well as digital. She
digital.
is a Butterfly Color Haven.
Yes.
Yeah, I just said it right. I'm getting tongue tied. And I'm Holly Hobby Designs, but I'm only on Etsy as of right now. But she can link it. Yeah, she makes beautiful coloring books. She does, like,
Oh,
I
You
love
do
her
too,
coloring
friend.
books.
You do too. You do too.
Thank you. I'm obsessed. She is my new favorite artist. I
Yeah,
don't want
and y'all,
anybody else's coloring books.
oh, that's so sweet. And I will tell y'all again, if you deal with stress, if you deal with depression, if you deal with anxiety, if you deal just with anything, you just want to come home and just for 1 hour, the world stops and you escape.
Yep.
Try coloring. Try coloring because you can lose yourself in the world of coloring. We
You
absolutely love
can.
it.
And be
Hmm.
imaginative. Like,
Yeah,
don't just color something the way the world sees it. You color it how you
you see it.
envision it. Because
That's
that is
right.
the beautiful thing about color. Beautiful thing. You make it what you are envisioning.
That's right. That's right. But anyhow, on that note, guys, we love y'all. We hope you've enjoyed this podcast because we got deep with the questions and we'll get deeper again. But anyhow, on that note, bye, y'all.
Have a good night.